Hello friends, I am Chevy. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? Thank you for being here. I hope everything is great wherever you are. And I hope you have subscribed to my channel. If you haven't, please do. Yesterday, I teased today's topic. I want to discuss my issues with failure. And thank you, Chris, for reminding me so that I didn't get off topic today because you know how I am. So yesterday I was talking about how board games have been this huge part of my life and how recently I've been playing board games with 3 players that I have no chance of winning games against. I don't know that I've ever won when all 3 of these players are together. I don't think I have won anything like that. And yet I still enjoy it. And I really enjoy it because watching them play is like a side game. Like, it helps me, it's like another puzzle that I get to kind of look at, and I get to see, like, why did they make that decision? Why are, what are they doing? Why are they doing that? And the reason that when that topic, when that little bit yesterday came out of my head, I got excited, is because board games are literally the only part of my life that I am comfortable failing at. And if you go back and look at my blog, I used to blog all the time about game design. Game design for years and years and years. I blogged about game design long before this channel. I was talking about game design constantly. And one of the things the biggest piece of advice I gave is that failure is always an option. Fail fast, fail quick, fail through until the failures become, a minimal part of the overall thing. And I believed it, and I used that method to create games. But in every other aspect of my life, failure is devastating. And it often causes me to just not even try, right? For some reason, when it comes to games, I am willing to sit and fail, and fail, and fail, and just look dumb and feel dumb and fail again, over and over again. And it doesn't bother me. In fact, I enjoy it, right? I not necessarily enjoy failing. I don't enjoy losing, but I enjoy the experience, and I don't really care about the failing. And that doesn't mean that I don't put in effort. I put in the effort to win. I'm just not good enough, right? There's a difference, there are times when I will play a game that maybe I'm not interested in playing, or maybe in the early game I've gotten so far behind that there's just no chance of survival. Then I probably do put in less effort. But when I'm trying, and I still fail, and yet I still enjoy myself and I still want to play. Let's pivot to video games. I don't finish video games when I start to fail. A good case in point is Paper Mario. I got the new Paper Mario Origami King for the Switch. I played the game. I enjoyed it for the most part. The combat mechanic was not nearly as exciting as it was kind of dry and boring for most of the game, and it was a little too fast to keep up with, so I just kind of didn't care. And then it was one of those games where the end, and I think we did a review on this, the end boss was a completely different set of mechanics. Like, it wasn't what you had been doing the whole game. And I got to that point, I fought the boss, it was like, I don't know what the hell happened, I tried it again, I don't know, it's something completely foreign, and I just shelved the game. I'll never finish it because it's like, I don't enjoy that. When I was a kid, so early 80s, I had an Atari, my friends had Nintendos, I was an arcade gamer. Those kinds of games were a lesson in failure. Like, there was no take your time and figure it out. It was an arcade style game. You ran until you died, and then you had to put a new quarter in, or you had to start over. There was no saving and figuring out puzzles, right? And I liked that. But at some point in my life, I started to become really uncomfortable with failure, to the point that even in things that I enjoy, like video games, if I fail, I'll just turn the thing off and walk away. Like, it's not worth it to me. I don't enjoy that type of gameplay anymore. I'm currently playing Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD, and I'm going to do a review on the gaming channel for it soon. And I nearly quit that game over a boss fight because it was just bullshit, and it was like really frustrating. And Zelda games, I feel like they're always tailored. They're intended for everybody to be able to finish. Like, they're intended for you to be able to finish. You just have to figure out the secret, right? And with that particular boss, there really wasn't a secret. You just had to do it, and it sucked. And I nearly just said, screw this game, I'm never going to finish it. And I think so many aspects of my life lean that way. In this workshop, if I start on a project and it doesn't turn out the way I want, I just won't finish it. I'll just throw it away and start over on something else. And chances are I'll never go back to that project. M's Desk is a good example of that. I got to a point where I was messing up and I just couldn't continue. And the only reason I was able to continue was because she was forcing me. She said, I need you to go work on the desk. I want my desk. Go work on my desk. And I said, okay. And I said, but I have this problem with it, this problem, this problem with it. She's like, I don't have a problem with any of those things. Just go do it. And I did it. But had she not been here, that project would have been sitting in the middle of the floor for the rest of my life until I decided to throw it away because I was tired of looking at it. You know, my marriage was probably that way. I'm not going to lie. Like, it had failed early, and because of that, I just wasn't, you know, I think both of us weren't willing to put the energy in, and it just was like, screw this. I don't care anymore. Like, it's over. And that's a problem, right? That's a serious problem. So the question is, why? Why is it with board games it's different? I'm completely comfortable with failing at board games, and it has no impact on my personal life. Like, I sit there and think about it for an hour afterwards, and yeah, there have been times where I've lost sleep because I'm thinking about a game that I lost and couldn't figure out why I lost it. But for the most part, you know, failing that way doesn't bother me. Oh, back to the video game thing. I play a lot of mobile games, and I can't play mobile PvP games. Any game, really any PvP game. I don't enjoy PvP because when I fail or when I lose, I just give up. Like, I just can't do this, and I hate that game loop. But for some reason, and the funny part is, I'm playing PvP against people I don't know and people that I'll never meet in my life, and I feel like I'm a failure and I can't show that to people. But here we are on a Sunday playing 11 hours of games with 3 people that I know and I see every week, and I'm perfectly willing to fail in front of them. And I don't feel embarrassed, and I don't feel, I guess embarrassed is the word. You know, video games, PvP video games, life stuff, I feel embarrassed. A lot of the times, the videos that I've shot videos of projects in here, or I've shot videos of board game stuff that I haven't shown because I feel embarrassed by it. It's embarrassing, and I don't want to fail that way. But board games, I have no problem failing. Game design, no problem failing. I don't know why. I don't know why that is. I'd like to kind of maybe research it a little bit, maybe dive into what my brain does when I fail. Like, why does it shut down? And why do I just walk away from things? That might be, you know, a new lane for self-improvement. We haven't talked self-improvement for a long time, but there for a while I was going through a pretty heavy stage of self-improvement. So maybe this is a new something for me to focus on internally. That's all I had about that. How do you deal with failure? Do you deal with failure, or do you just accept it and move on? I mean, some people seem to be willing to just shove it off and okay, and then just go on with their lives. I don't work well that way. I'd like to figure out how, though. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know to sound smart is guerrilla. It is a noun meaning one who engages in warfare through small acts of harassment and sabotage. With her keen eye for detail and authenticity, Larissa has begun to wage a guerrilla war against stores that proffer knockoffs as legitimate couture. Guerrilla, G-U-E-R-R-I-L-L-A. I've never thought of guerrilla warfare that way. I've always thought of guerrilla warfare as unconventional, I guess. But I guess that is the same definition, right? Like, to me, guerrilla warfare is attacking from the shadows, or, you know, traps, that sort of stuff. Like, not formations and well-trained soldiers.